one point you told me a story about why you'd never played acoustic bass, why you always played electric bass.
Well, one of the reasons is I never had a car big enough to put an acoustic bass in. I had a little Carmen Ghia. And then, you know, I was in my Volkswagen phase then. So, you know, I'd have to take out the front seat in order to put the bass in there. So that's one of the reasons I never played an acoustic bass. Since then, I tried to play an acoustic bass, but by that time, I'd been playing electric so long that, you know, but I played I guess my only thing is, I listened to, when I was playing jazz since 16, 17 years old, after the whole Larry Graham Bootsy years, okay? Well, then I started listening to Charles Mingus and Ray Brown and, you know, those kind of guys. And so when I was playing jazz, I was actually playing acoustic lines on an electric bass, okay? And I would actually practice it with the bass sitting on a seat so I could hear it, and it's sitting straight up and down by my ear. And so you got that acoustic feel too. So all my jazz was actually played electric bass, but acoustic bass lines, you know, so.
Did you ever have a fretless bass?
No, I've never had a fretless bass, but I played fretless basses before. And for me, they just weren't versatile enough. You know, they had that one whiny sound. So, you know, it was just like, I needed more sounds on my bass, you know. And the old Howard bass that I was playing, you know, it was old, the neck was bent, you know. And then a friend of mine had passed away, a high school friend had passed away in Wellesley, and his mother knew I played bass, so she gave me a new bass. Gave me his bass. And it was another Howard on top of that. I didn't know there were so many Howard basses around. And Sylvester, and I played that for many, many years until it got stolen out of Mission Hill in Boston. I tried to go without a bass. I said, well, I'm not in a band, so I don't need a bass. Let me tell you, I made it 2-3 weeks before I started going stir crazy because I didn't have a bass in the house. So that's how I ended up with the guild that I played now, and that's probably, 40 years ago now.
So you've had that same bass for 40 years?
40 years, yeah.
Is it handy? Do you have it right nearby?
Oh, yeah, it's right in the kitchen.
Well, why don't we have a look at it?
Oh, you want to look at it?
I'm going to turn this off and then you can go get it.
Okay, all right.
So now Kenny has just brought out his bass, this guild that's 40 years old. Why don't you move it a little closer to you?
That's a little baby, my baby.
Yeah. Why don't you lift it up so we can see it? Because I only see your face, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. I'm gonna focus on. Oop! There goes my hand in front of the camera. It's hard to do this. All right, so
yeah, it's dirty as hell. Time to clean it. Time to break it out.
So we're talking about an unused bass for the last year because of the pandemic. Which is a shame. A waste of. Okay, now I got to get.
Well,
there we go. That's better.
Well, more like a preservation of life. Okay, you know. This is like with the pan. Is it on? Yeah. With the pandemic, I was saving my life. That's the whole thing about the pandemic. So, no, I haven't played it in a while. It's been a while, you know, but I'm sure I can get it back. I got all you guys to help me out.
How about the the things on the end there? What are they?
Oh, the tassels. That was given to me by a bride that I played when I was playing with Dave Keller. That was given to me by a bride of the wedding that we played at, and this was given to me by a friend that went to Portugal, and gave me. She brought back a dream catcher, and so I took one of the feathers off and put it on the bass, and that's how you know it's me.
Always. As long as I've known you, I've always seen those things, and I never asked you before what they meant.
They put them on there, and the bride was so happy about what we did for her, and gave me a big kiss. I don't know if her husband liked that, but gave me a big kiss, and tied this on the bass, and it's been there ever since.
How many years ago was that about?
Probably 25, you know. I was playing with Dave Keller then, matter of fact. But yeah, they've probably been on there for about 25 years, and anybody that sees them you know, in all the places that I played, they know it's me. They know it's the Guild. You know, it's like the only other thing special in this bass. I guess actually there's a secret about this bass I can't tell.
Well, then it wouldn't be a secret.
That's right. I can't tell because it's a secret.
That's fine.
But she's one. You know, I mean, bought it from Wurlitzer's in Boston. And,
I remember that place.
Yeah, and I had the one in Boston and the one in Framingham dueling, and so I got a good price on it. I got less than 50% on it, so I had them duking it out and everything. But I love this bass because I bought it because after that other bass, my Howard got stolen, Sylvester got stolen, and I started going crazy after a couple of weeks. So I was just walking around and went down to the garage in Harvard Square, and there had been no sun in all of Massachusetts for like a week. So I walked into a friend's music store in the garage, and one ray of sunshine coming through the window. And I've always wanted a bass with a little body, a long neck, and the tuning pegs on both sides. No more Fender-looking guitars. I walk into his store, the one ray of sunshine is coming through the window. This thing is sitting in the middle of the floor as soon as I walk in the door. The ray of sunshine is right on the bass. I think somebody was trying to tell me something. So I put my hand around the top of the net. That's all I need to do. I just put my hand around the top of the net and love at first sight.
But this bass isn't that bass, right?
No, this bass isn't that bass. No, because I bought it. I ended up burning it from Wurlitzer's and not at the garage there. So
Right, that bass belonged to somebody else, or it was for sale there?
it was for sale there, you know. But they couldn't give me the price I wanted. And so when I talked to my buddies at Wurlitzer's Music, and then they said they had one out in Framingham, and so the Boston and the Framingham store started duking it out, trying to give me the best price. And I ended up getting, I think this thing was like about $800, $900. I ended up getting for like $385. So I always thought that was a good deal.
Well, considering if you divide 40 years into it.
40 years. And the thing is, I mean, it does everything I want to do. You know, if I want to play jazz on it, I play jazz on it. If I want to play funk on it, I mean, it's very versatile. It's a very versatile bass. I've had nylon strings on it. When I'm playing acoustic stuff, you know, the jazz stuff, I put nylon strings on it, get that little slippy slidey thing. You know, but she's been by my side.
But you tend not to change strings very often, right?
Sometimes. Sometimes. You know, they get comfortable, you know. But then what always happens is that you put new strings on and you go, oh, Jesus Christ, why didn't I change them a long time ago? You know, but they get comfortable in the feel and everything, you know. But they get dirty and they don't have the clarity, you know. And then when you put the new strings on there and you go, wow, and the bounce back and everything, you go, why did I wait so long? You know. So she knows me.
Well, I guess the most important thing is she always shows up, right?
That's right. That's right. She's still with me.
Your oldest girlfriend?
Yeah. Girlfriends, ex-wives, they're not with me anymore. That's what I've always said, you know. It's like, one time I did try to give it away, though. I had decided, I was living in Waitsfield, and I had decided I didn't want to play music anymore. I was really frustrated with some of the bands and the people I was playing with. And I guess that's frustration. And I just walked out of the bar one time and I walked away from it and left it in the parking lot for whoever would find it. I mean, that was how determined I was. I decided I just didn't want to play anymore. Well, don't you know, it came back. A friend of mine found it. A friend in the valley found it. And he must have called me. I talked to him. I told him, you learn how to play it. I said, I'm not playing anymore. He goes, no, it's your band. So he must have called every store in Waitsfield, okay? Next 3 weeks, he must have called every store in Waitsfield, because the thing is, every store I went into, they said, you know, Kim's looking for you. Kim's looking for you. I go, yes, I know, Kim's looking for me. And he was trying to give it back to me. And a bunch of my friends, you know, like a Christmas choir, you know, when they come over to sing Christmas carols. I had a bunch of friends at my front door, and some of the band members that I was with, and they convinced me that I couldn't stop playing, okay, and that I needed to play, and I had to play. And Kim left the door open of his apartment and told me to come down and come and pick it up, you know. So even when I tried to leave her, she wouldn't leave me. She never left me. So I guess that's my story with Gil, you know. But yeah, I just decided I didn't want to play anymore. So